Hi there, my name is attorney Megan Freed from Freed Marcroft. We are a Connecticut divorce and family law firm with offices in Hartford and Cheshire, Connecticut. Today, I'm joining you to talk a little bit about the coronavirus stimulus checks that will be being received hopefully in the next week, a couple of weeks. The CARES Act can affect people's divorce and family law case. So Freed Marcroft is focusing on how we can get answers to people about how it might affect your case. And there are going to be things that I talk about today that aren't really specific to you and the facts of what's going on for you. So please understand that you can always give us a call to get answers to questions that are related to what is happening in your circumstances. So I'm going to go through a series of 8 questions that are the primary questions that we're getting with respect to how the CARES Act stimulus checks are going to be handled in divorces. Question 1 is, will I receive a stimulus check or is my income too high? So the answer to this is, under the law, individual adults are going to receive up to $1,200 and married couples will receive up to $2,400. That's the maximum that anyone will receive. And parents with children under 17 at the end of the tax year will also receive up to an additional $500 per child. The amount of the stimulus checks, this is the key here. They're technically called economic income payments. It will start to phase out for people that have an adjusted gross income. You'll hear that abbreviated to AGI, of more than $75,000 for individuals or $1,500 for joint returns, right? So single filers with AGIs of about 99, married couples that filed jointly with AGIs of 198, and heads of households, which is some of our clients' tax filing status of a 136,500, won't receive anything. So in between, for example, the single filer of 75 and the single filer of 99 AGI, they will receive some prorated amount of stimulus check. So the way to figure out what you might actually receive is, of course, if you have a tax preparer or accountant, give them a call. They can give you the answer. Otherwise, if you have a return, the last return that you filed, if it was a 2018 or a 2019 return, check line 8B of Form 1040. So that's line 8B of Form 1040. That's where your AGI is. Question number 2, what happens if I haven't filed my 2019 tax return yet? That's not a big deal. You don't have to rush to file your 2019 tax return. The government will use your 2018 AGI to base their calculation of the stimulus check on. So you don't have to rush to file it, but you do have the option to make sure that the government has your updated income and bank account information, as well as information, this is particularly important for our clients, about recent divorces, marriages, and births. So talk to your divorce attorney at Freed Marcroft, or call, well, probably in both, and also call your CPA to determine what's the best option for you. Leave it at 2018 or use the 2019 return. Okay. Here is the third question we are getting. It is, what are the nuts and bolts of divorce and tax filing status? Right. Okay. There are 5 tax filing statuses. 1, single. 2, married filing jointly. 3, married filing separately. 4, head of household. And 5, qualifying widower with dependent child. So tax filing status is based on a person's marital status of December 31 for any given tax filing year. So if you're filing your 2019 taxes, you're going to be looking at your marital status as of December 31, 2019. The key here is talk to your divorce lawyer to figure out whether married filing jointly or married filing separately is appropriate. Together with your CPA, there's a lot of nuance on there that's outside the scope of this. But whether you're filing singly married jointly or married separately, is there's some planning and strategy in there, is in addition to just what your marital status was on December 31st of that year. Okay, the fourth question we received was, I have a pending divorce case, who gets the check? This is a really common question. The check goes via direct deposit to the bank account that was provided to the IRS in your most recent return. And if you didn't provide in bank account information, a paper check is going to be sent out. First thing I want to say is, according to news reports, paper checks are going much later than direct deposit. So if you're someone who's waiting for a stimulus check, it's probably going to be faster if it's getting direct deposited than if it's getting mailed. To answer this question specifically, if your last tax return was filed as married filing jointly, the check is going to be sent to both of you, and both of your names will be on the check. So it'll be mailed to both of you with both names on the check. Or in the case of direct deposit, it will go into the bank account that you gave back when you filed that return. If you filed married filing separately and it's a check rather than a direct deposit, there's going to be two separate checks made out to your respective names, because when there's married filing separately, there's two separate returns. Okay, question 5. We were married when we filed our 2018 taxes. We divorced during 2019, and we haven't filed our 2019 taxes yet. What will happen to our stimulus checks? Okay, so there isn't a system outside of tax returns that's set up to let the IRS know that you're divorced. So they're going to default to the tax filing status that was indicated on your most recent tax return. In this case, in response to this person's question, that would be 2018 was the last tax return. So assuming your AGI doesn't exceed the income limits, a couple who filed their taxes jointly would get one combined payment of $2,400 if their income didn't exceed the limits. Remember that people that haven't filed their 29 tax returns yet can still file to get the government updated information about the divorce. So talk to your divorce attorney, talk to your tax preparer, and together we'll figure out what the best option is for you and your situation. Okay, my 6th question is, we divorced in 2020, and as part of our divorce order, we are required to file a joint 2019 tax return and share any refund received or taxes owed. What do we do about this stimulus check? Yeah, technically coronavirus stimulus checks are advances on tax credits that taxpayers will be able to get on their 2020 tax returns. So you want to make sure you call a divorce attorney to review the specific language in your case so that we can help you interpret who is entitled to what with respect to the stimulus check and how to practically handle it. All right, second to last question is, I have a custody case. Who will get the portion of this stimulus check allocated for the children? So in that instance, there's probably a person who filed as head of household, and that person is going to receive the check. So if you filed jointly with your spouse and listed your minor children, or if your custody situation has changed since your most recent tax return, call a family law attorney, call your CPA. We'll explain you have options, and we'll walk you through them and figure out what's best and most appropriate for you and for your family. The final question I have is, what about people who owe back child support? So the stimulus law puts on hold other debts that typically lead to tax refunds being garnished, like overdue student loans or back taxes. In those instances, you get the stimulus check anyway. That's not the case for child support. In the instance of child support, the coronavirus payment money can still be garnished when people are overdue on those payments. So some of that is the interaction of the state system with the federal system. So it may vary from person to person, but technically speaking, that check can be garnished for overdue child support payments. Those are the 8 questions we received on the stimulus checks and how they impact divorcing couples. If I didn't answer your question, please give us a call at Freed Marcroft, 860-560-8160. We'll figure out a way to get you the answer to your question. And as this and things change, please feel free to contact us. We are happy to help in whatever way we can. Please keep yourself and your family safe and healthy. And thank you so much for joining us.